It was a short turnaround for this game to prepare, but we had a good 2 prep days. The coaches, they emphasized how good of a player and how good their offense, how talented of a team they were, and how good of an offense they had. I believe the bigger Carlson, he's shooting like 40 something, a high 40s from three, and then Madsen's also shooting in the 40s as well. So we did a good job locking in on those guys, and we executed the game plan.
Rudi, this is I believe the 4th game that you've come off the bench. Last 3 games you've had at least 26 points. How has the adjustment to the bench been like for you, and why do you think that you've thrived in it so far?
There's been no adjustment really. I'm still doing the same stuff I do coming off the bench or starting the game. I'm still trying to lead this team, and I'm still trying to be aggressive with the ball in my hands. So there hasn't really been much of an adjustment. They just don't say my name at the beginning of the game anymore.
Rudi, Utah cut the lead to 3 late, and you come down and make a jumper to push it back to 5. Did you kind of sense in that moment that you maybe need to step up and make a bucket?
It was just the flow of the game and how they were playing us. Credit to the coaches once again with the scout. We knew they were going to be in drop coverage, so I just realized I had to get to a good spot where I could make a shot, and it was time to score. We were desperate for a bucket there, so just tried to get one of the higher percentage shots that I can make.
This is your first BYU-Utah game, and you only played a dozen games or so, but did you get a sense that this one was maybe a little bit different for the fans or maybe for the team to play Utah?
Yes, I've understand it's a big deal. For the past 2 days, my social media has been going crazy, and fans talking about, we got to win and stuff like that, and, just saying how much of a big deal it was. So I just got a little bit of a taste of it. So.
Thought you were getting off your phone. See, that's why I come to the press conference, because I got to find out.
I just snitched on myself.
What things do you think you guys took care of that well, not little things, but detail things in this game that made a difference?
50-50 balls. Coach said, it's not in this kind of game, and these in-state games are a big deal, and it's not about, who's scoring the points and who's getting the rebounds. It's the little things like diving on the floor, winning 50-50 balls, second chance points, offensive rebounding and stuff like that. Just the ugly stuff. So I feel like we dominated in that department. So.
This one's for Coach Pope, but Utah came in shooting the 3-ball very well, and they were a dang good rebounding team. You win the battle on the boards, and you hold them to a very low percentage from the 3-point line. Which of those aspects of the game impressed you the most from your team's perspective?
Well, the thing that I like the most is I like the rebounding game. It's been so huge for us. It's why we're still alive right now. We actually, we in so many other statistical categories, we've been really struggling. But the glass is a controllable. That's an effort and an energy and a passion and a fight and a team-wide commitment. And so the fact that we could win on that side again is super important to me. Credit Utah, because for the first time we had under 10 offensive rebounds. We only had 9. We've been averaging 13 plus. And so they did a nice job, but it was still a huge factor in the game, and I'm really proud of that and proud of what we did on the defensive glass. Sometimes the game gets away from you that way. I'm also super proud of our guys. We had 8 turnovers going into halftime, and they kept it down to 5 in the second half, and that's really important for us, man. We had a little bit less self-inflicted battle wounds, and I was just happy for our guys.
Rudi, what was your reaction / response when the idea came to you that you could come off the bench?
I mean, I just feel like if it was going to be something that was going to help this team win and be successful, I was all for it. I'm kind of older now, so that stuff doesn't really make me flinch, and I'm not really fazed by it.
I'll jump in there too. You guys know I gush about him every single time we come in a post game. But I'm in the locker room, and we did our last meeting. We have the meeting at 10 minutes, with 10 minutes left on the clock. And Rudi and Dallin are the last 2 guys to leave. And I hear Rudi telling Dallin, hey, I'll tell you what I see as soon as we have the first media timeout. Just think about that. Here Rudi's coming off the bench, and he's starring. He's been incredible. He's on this incredible run, and he's mentoring this young guy, saying, "Hey, you're out there doing it. I'm going to watch everything. I'm going to give you a debrief when you get back." And that's why Dallin Hall is successful, and that's what Rudi Williams is made of. It's just special, guys. And I'm telling you, I've been coaching a long time. I don't see that happen that way very often. It just is, and it makes me happy because it's doing it the right way with a whole heart. And when you do things the right way, the whole heart, this game eventually really pays you off, and it's paying off Rudi in a huge way right now because he's a star right now. Don't get a big head.
Cody, the game plan, obviously make shots is a big deal, but what were the detailed things that you were imprinting on these guys that they took care of?
So something that we haven't done all year long is we were switching their ball screens 1 through 5, trying to keep us getting out of rotations and staying out to their shooters, so we didn't have to, so there wasn't a lot of lag free of being there on the catch with these guys. So our guys did a heck of a job just staying down in stance and being there on the catch and making catch and shoot threes really difficult to come by. And the guys were communicating and did an unbelievable job. We thought, they were going to attack the post a little bit, which they did in the first half. We gave up 6 points in the post, but we'd rather do 6 points in the post than 12 points from threes. So that was kind of our game plan the whole time. And Rudi and these guys were an unbelievable job. It was awesome.
I'm going to jump in here real quick so I can just share some info if you guys want it. So when you think about Rudi's growth right now in a new position, in a new system, in a new situation, and it's been stratospheric, where he's just carrying, like, it's not just playing great, but like carrying a crazy young group of guys, where early on he was taking a massive amount of public criticism and whatever. And you look at his growth, so much of it's attributed to his insides, and then Coach Figueroa's with him every single day. And so Coach Figueroa, not here just because he put together a masterful scout, but he has been a great mentor to Rudi. So it's super fun to watch these guys work together. And Rudi's had 26 points a couple times, been in the 20s a couple times recently. But in terms of his decision making, which is what Coach Figueroa works with him every single day, his decision making he looked like a freaking point guard tonight in terms of the stuff that he used and the stuff he turned down and how he did it. And so his growth, these guys are a pretty special tandem right now.
3 more questions. Cody, you were talking about the game plan. Did that change at all with the early foul trouble?
No, we just kind of switched matchups a little bit, but we still stayed with the whole same game plan the entire time. And yeah, these guys kind of carried it out.
Coach Pope, how important was it for you to set the tone, physicality-wise, from the very beginning with Traore and everything that way?
Yeah, I thought Fu started out the game terrific. I thought we were super nervous about him. Like, I had kind of written him off for this game, honestly, because he's had some nagging injuries that have lasted way longer than we thought we would. And but he had when you watch Foose work on the offensive glass, there's sometimes where he elevates, and then it's almost like I know this is not physically possible, but then he elevates a little bit more. And all you guys that have watched him for the last year and a half know what I mean. And he did that early on, around the rim. I thought he was really good. And he's super important because he's we don't have a lot of things on our team right now that stabilize us, but Foose can stabilize us a little bit. I thought he was terrific tonight.
2 more questions. Coach Pope, is this just another game, or does the rivalry still mean something? There's a little more passion out there?
Well, listen, I mean, rivalry. BYU Utah is a special game, right? It just is a special rivalry. It's probably the one that will never go away, right? Because it's so important. So it's special in that sense. 100% always. I think it's fun for fans, and that's really actually important. For us, where we are right now in our season, it took a backseat to us trying to get better. Like, we just are so hungry to get better. I'm really proud of these guys. I told them in the locker room, when you're on a journey like we're on right now, it takes a ton of faith. It takes a ton of faith to come every day and fight so hard to be fresh in practice and in games and believe that we can actually get better. And these guys get better. So rivalry game is awesome, but right now it's taking a backseat to us just trying to grow into a really good team. And these guys took a good step tonight. I'm so proud of them.
Last question. Coach, I think the last time you guys beat a Division I opponent on this floor was Nichols.
Yeah.
All the other wins have come at
Yeah.
Vivint or on the road. How important was it to get this win here for you guys' morale, knowing that it's been a while since you guys have won on this floor?
Well, listen, I mean, we played 6 out of 7 games away from home. I mean, that's just brutal. We haven't talked about that, but that's just brutal. That's actually asking too much of our guys. And so I think for us, more important is just like getting to be home. We just, I don't know if I mean, we may be close in terms of a top 150 team, we might be close to having played the least amount of home games of any team in there. And so just being home is important for us, and these guys kind of starting to build a relationship and a rapport with our fans, which is actually super important to our success, is important. So I'm just grateful that we get to be in this building.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you guys for being here. Let's go.